Welcome to T-Level Training, getting ready to assess media, broadcast and production. My name is Pete Wardle and I am the lead moderator for the Occupational Specialism in Content Creation and Production. Today's training will provide an introduction to Task 2. This will cover the structure of Task 2, understanding the activities, understanding the assessment focuses, understanding how to apply the mark scheme. We will also provide some top tips for delivery and assessment. In today's training, we will be referring to the specification and to the sample assessment materials. Students will need to refer to the client brief booklet. All tasks are based around the scenario outlined in the client brief booklet, and students must refer to this when completing this task. This is discussed in the T-Level training module, Getting Ready to Assess Media, Broadcast and Production, Content Creation and Production, Introduction to Assessment. The client brief booklet includes essential information relevant to this task. Structure of Task 2. Task 2 consists of one activity, a pitch, worth 12 marks. Students will deliver a pitch of their ideas to a teacher who will represent the client. Students have 20 minutes to prepare for their pitch, which should last a maximum of 10 minutes. During the preparation period, they should have access to a non-editable electronic version of the slides and speaker notes created in Task 1. Internet access is allowed during the pitch. The pitch must be video recorded to provide assessment evidence. Understanding the activity. The activity for this task is worth 12 marks. Students will deliver a pitch to a teacher who will represent the client. The pitch should have accurate and appropriate timings. The pitch must summarize the key elements of the proposal, clearly communicate the intended narrative of the proposed content, clearly communicate the intended visual or audio style of the proposed content. Be persuasive to sell the idea to the client. Use tone of voice, projection, body language, and technical and non-technical language as appropriate to the intended audience. This is worth 9 marks. The pitch must also use digital features such as animations, transitions, sound and video. This is worth 3 marks. Understanding the assessment. This activity has 2 assessment focuses. The first focuses on presentation skills. Consideration should be given to effective and persuasive communication of the idea within the time permitted. Use of body language. Use of tone of voice and projection. Use of technical and non-technical language as appropriate to the intended audience. The second assessment focuses on use of digital features. Consideration should be given to how effectively digital features, for example animations, transitions, sound and video, are used to visually aid and support the pitch. Understanding how to. The training module relating to Task 1 includes an introduction to assessing student work using a numerical mark scheme and awarding marks for each assessment focus using the mark bands. Here are some key reminders. Students will be placed in the band that best describes their response. Marks will be awarded at the top of that band if the student has evidenced each of the descriptor traits securely. Where responses display characteristics from more than one band, markers should take a best fit approach to determining the mark by using any additional guidance and their professional judgment to decide which band is most appropriate. The trait descriptors have been highlighted in the mark scheme shown. In some cases, work will have qualities of different aspects of the grade descriptors in different bands. For example, in the first assessment focus, students are assessed on demonstrating fluent, confident and clear tone of voice and body language, and on appropriate use of technical and non-technical language as appropriate to the intended audience. If students have, for example, demonstrated thoroughly appropriate use of technical and non-technical language, but only partially fluent, confident and clear tone of voice and body language, then a best fit mark must be applied. This mark should be based on the qualities of the work and balance all the considerations of the relevant band descriptors. In this case, a mark in band 2 may be appropriate, subject to the student's performance in other aspects of this assessment focus. Lead moderators' top tips. Students should be fully prepared in using pitching techniques, including tone of voice and body language. Students should aim to include stimulating visual and digital features to enhance the presentation. Presentations should use appropriate persuasive technical and/or non-technical language to communicate coherently and effectively during the pitch. Pitches should be video recorded to provide assessment evidence. The slide now on screen provides the key methods of contacting Pearson if further support is required. Eight training modules are available to support the occupational specialism in content creation and production, including an introduction and separate modules relating to tasks 1 to 7. Other resources you may find useful include a delivery guide, a scheme of work, and guide standard exemplification materials, which include commentaries on student work at pass and distinction grades. These are available on the Pearson website. Information about current training opportunities can also be found on the Pearson website. Thank you for completing today's training session on the T-Level Media Broadcast and Production, Occupational Specialism in Content Creation and Production.